7 and welcome back to some more Create a Sim here on the channel. Now this one's going to be a little bit different from my usual Create a Sims, and I've actually sort of talked about this before in a few other episodes, but in particularly my Random Life series, and that is because these Sims are being created or changed to go into that save file. Basically, I am taking Sims that I have already created, and then in this case, it will be Ivar from my D&D Create a Sim series. I will put a picture somewhere here in the beginning of what the original looks like. Also, at the end of the video, I will have a side-by-side picture of the Maxis match CC version and then my original one. So for me, when I create Sims, I do have a lot of custom content in my game, and particularly, especially when it comes to Create a Sim, I have alpha CC hair, and that's like my big, like, I get it. I get why people like the Maxis match, and one of the things that's been nice about having Maxis match in this save file is the fact that the Maxis hairstyles don't stick out a whole lot, so that is nice. However, I just really like the alpha hairs. I just do. I tend to keep those in, and for the most part, seeing the random Maxis match hairs don't bother me too much, and after a while, I do change or edit some of the Sims in the background sometimes, just depending on what's going on and how close my Sims in those stories get. But anyway, I did want to add some of my own Sims into that save file, also just to have more options of Sims to potentially communicate with throughout my gameplay of my Random Life series. I will be putting down the links below, the description below, for the Random Life series, as well as whatever series, the sim that I'm turning into a Maxis Mash creation. Now, some of them are some of my older Sims that I made that are not on this channel, and they may be on my older channel, which I still have that channel live. If I get comments on it, I still try to go respond to those. So I will still link those just if you want to see the original making process. But anyway, yeah, this is Ivar from my D&D CAS series. Basically, in that series, I took my D&D characters that I came up with and tried to make a sim version of them. This is Ivar Shalstar. He is a Shada, I can't pronounce it right. Anyway, it's an elf type. Right now I can't pronounce very well either, because I actually just had a surgical extraction done in my mouth not too long ago. And I just so happened to get a sore spot on my cheek right around the same spot that extraction was done to as well. So, you know, that's fun. I still have an ice pack here on my desk that every once in a while I'm applying on my mouth. But my Create a Sims are getting a little bit further behind than I would like to, because I have so many different ideas for Create a Sims and like so many things I want to do. But I've been prioritizing editing my Let's Plays of Random Life and Female Gaming Legacy, and not so very recently, and just been sort of letting the Create a Sim sort of just sit there in the background, and now I need to stop doing that so that I can get all these Create a Sim ideas that I want to do out there. But anyway, so yeah, here I am. I'm feeling mostly better, but I'm still not 100%, but I was like, CAS videos, I don't have to talk a whole lot, so those are the best ones to record right now, if I'm going to try to record at all. So yeah, here I am. So if I don't pronounce things even weirder than usual, because I can't pronounce well to begin with, but if it's worse than normal, that is why. But yeah, anyway, Ivar here, he's from that series, so, and he is one of my favorite D&D characters that I made, also one of my favorite D&D characters that was turned into Sims, the Sim version. So he is one of my favorite characters in general, and I've probably added a version of him to every single save I have at this point. There's been a version of him in my Not So Berry, there's been a version of him in my Female Gaming Legacy, now there's gonna be a version of him in my Random Life series. There's also just him regular in my main save that I just play on my own. Now it used to be recorded because that's where my Eevee family and stuff is at. However, I don't record those anymore. Every once in a while I'll include them in like a random thing. But for the most part, I don't really record with them anymore. But yeah, he's in that save too, so. So I definitely was going to add him to this save. And for the most part, I was pretty happy with how he turned out. And as you'll be noticing, I should say, you will actually get to see all the outfits we made for this whole entire process, and that is going to be for every single sim. Just because, one, the base of the sim is already made, so I don't have to go through and like, and every once in a while, a few of them I tweak a few of their facial features and stuff like that, but for the most part, I don't have to worry about facial features. I don't have to worry about like the body tone or whatever. I have the base sim. I am just trying to make the most version of them in Maxis match only, and versus my original save was a mixture of all types of CC. Because especially, I've said this quite a few times, when it comes to clothing and like furniture, like, you know, objects and stuff like that, you have so many different materials out there that stuff is being made of. And even with that, with like the materials, sometimes the textures can be different even if you're using the same materials because of whatever process you go through making it. You could take the same wood but treat it differently through different processes, and from a glance look like a different type of wood, or like, you know, at least like a doesn't look the same. You can make the same table out of the same type of wood but slightly do some sort of part of the process a little bit differently, and it's going to look different depending on, you know, do you leave it plain, do you coat it with a gloss or a matte type finish or something, coating or whatever, do you end up staining it, like, you know, stuff like that. Just all depends. And the same thing with fabrics. You can take the same fabric and sort of either blend it in with another fabric or treat it through a different process, like a chemical process or something like that, and it's going to have a different look to it. So to me, having Maxis Match and Alpha mixed in when it comes to clothing and furniture doesn't really bother me. Now, there is some furniture that takes it a little bit too far to me, that it doesn't even look like a material that would really exist. Like, it's like way too shiny, or like the pixels are trying to get a little too crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but some of them look a little too much, and I know that those are alphas, and I usually end up not using those. I take them out of my game when I find them, when I get them in and they don't look what I thought they were gonna look like, you know. Anyway, so yeah, but for the most part, in my original save, the save where I originally made all these sims, they potentially have Maxis stuff on them and or Maxis Match. However, this is a different save file, and I did not transfer anything over from my other save file, even if it was like, I know I have some Maxis stuff in there, Maxis Match CC in there anyway, but it's going to be hard to really find it. I mean, I have a process I could do it, but I didn't want to go through that process to pick out individual pieces, versus I just went and downloaded a whole bunch of Maxis Match stuff, and I keep a separate folder for it. So this is me going through and trying my best to bring the personality and try to match what the sim originally was sort of styled like. For some cases, most cases, I only had the one reference outfit, because like most of my creative sims, I make the one outfit. Now, if I plan on having them go through a series or something like that, I'll make the other outfits, but a lot of times those aren't either, I don't either take pictures of them often, and or it's something I make after the creative sim process. I don't do it during the recording of the creative sim. But yeah, anyway, you get what I'm sort of saying here. Hopefully. For the most part with Ivar, I was pretty happy with how he turned out with his Maxis Match version. Personally, and it may partially be because of like the hair and stuff, but I do still like his original more. Now, there is some of them that they're Maxis Match versions I was a little bit more happier with than I thought I would. But overall, I'm still happy with his, but I do think I like the original one. Like I said, there's going to be some screenshots at the end here where you can see the original and the Maxis Match version side by side. I'm pretty sure my game was screaming when I went to go take those pictures, because I included both the Maxis Match file and all the original, all the other custom content files. So, you know, that was probably fun. I'm pretty sure my game was screaming, but, you know, it's fine. It made it. It went through. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you like the Maxis Match version, or do you like the original, or do you like them about equally? Let me know your thoughts down below, because I'd love to know. Look forward to seeing more of these, because I am adding more sims of my sims into that save, just so that I can have some diversity in there, some different people other than like the original ones that are in there. Look forward to that. This is the new CAS series going on for a little bit, me just turning them in, but I also think it's a fun process just to see what they might look like as Maxis match. But anyway, I'm getting to the end of the video, and I'm getting a little tired talking already, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this here. Again, like, comment, subscribe, all that lovely YouTube goodiness, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. But until then, bye bye!